We didn't have much time prior to interacting with the high school students to discuss in great detail the ideas from Goodman and the challenge-based learning framework. Attempting to put to use these ideas that were still new to us made it difficult to steer the youth in the right direction. Sure, we discussed several topics under the umbrella of education, but we as college students didn't always ask the students questions that prompted deeper and more critical thinking. In doing so, we could have achieved Vygotsky's idea of the zone of proximal development. If we did that properly, the planning stage of the entire project would have just exploded and we could have had a more critically thinking team overall. Time. We felt that there was just never enough time to accomplish everything we set out to do. This left us with a constant feeling of urgency, causing us to rush through or skip over certain things. For example, we could have used more time for creating a topic, learning to use a technology, discussing proper filming techniques, as well as time for team bonding, daily reflections, and discussions. After observing our students for a few days, we presented to them the roles we thought they would be good at, or ones that they would enjoy doing. Following the challenge-based learning framework, we attempted to send them off as a production team. However, when it came time to start filming, they all went off to do work on their own. Our group members were always on task and very motivated during class time, but it was difficult to keep them engaged outside of the 4 hours we had together each week. Small group sizes and limited amount of time together. If a student missed even one class, it made it difficult to move forward. Since our group felt it would be easier to record the footage they needed after class, we were able to dedicate a day to using the cameras to conduct practice interviews. We discussed lighting, sound, framing, and the importance of double-checking each shot for all of these things. While the filming wasn't all perfect, it was done completely by the youth, and a lot of it incorporated the ideas we discussed in class. During interview scenes, students paid attention to the responses they received and weren't afraid to break from the script to ask follow-up questions. They were clearly engaged during all of the filming process and enjoyed seeing their ideas come to life on the screen. When working as a team, they would check in with each other after each shot to discuss what went well, what went wrong, and possibly re-record until it looked the way they wanted. The students seemed a little intimidated by the editing software at first, but as they began to see what they could do with it and how it worked, they eagerly discussed how they wanted their final project to look. They bounced around ideas and decided on a final format that was entirely their own. They also took criticism from other groups and made changes based off the feedback they received. After completing the youth-led media project, the student feedback was encouraging. We were successful in making the youth feel that they had a voice even after the media project was complete. The youth felt more inclined to speak up in class, and some gained more of an interest in video production. Others mentioned trying to change rules in the future rather than simply disobeying them. This experience has taught us many things. We gained a working knowledge of the CBL framework and how challenging it can be to be put into practice. We became better at taking a step back to allow students to voice their ideas instead of simply reiterating ours. This experience has also opened our eyes to the importance of media and the possibilities it brings. With the right technology, youth can connect all around the world to spread ideas and to share their thoughts on the big ideas. In the future, when taking on the responsibility of leading a youth-led media project, here are some things to keep in mind. There has to be time for relationship building. It is important for the youth to feel connected and comfortable within the group, but also necessary to connect with the community in which they live in, because the whole purpose of the media project is to create change. Having the youth use media as a vehicle to create that change does in turn help the youth realize that what they want is valued and appreciated, that their voice does matter. After finalizing the media project, the idea was to share the video to the community and also share it online to attract a growing audience. Our video was intended for students and teachers everywhere in hopes they'd come together to better prepare for tests by using the solutions presented, and to create awareness of how the youth feel in regards to test preparation. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." After doing this project, we believe that youth-led media can make education more powerful and change more possible.